So I'm Raga, and I'm in my 70s. I'm a crone. I love that old word. And I'm on a journey of self-remembering. And I just realized that I took a journey by myself, that 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 sense of being daring and courageous was very powerful at the time, and I was very determined. And I think I have that quality within me. So still right now. So the journey was taken because I decided to ditch my home and my mother and seek pastures new and go elsewhere and find somebody in this world of adults who would look after me to the standards that I required. I set off from the home where I lived in Arden Grove in Moston. I remember quite a lot about that house. It was at number 11. And I set off to find another house. And I knew there were lots of houses around. And there must be lots of good people who would be prepared to look after me. So I just kept walking and walking till I thought I'd gone a long, long way. Maybe it was the next street, I don't know. And I knocked on a door, and a woman came to the door, and she met with my approval. She looked kind of clean and kind. And I said, I'm lost. I just told her, I guess I was hoping that she'd pick up on the seriousness of this situation and take me for real. So she invited me into her front room, and I remember that the front room was very clean and shiny, and there was a bowl with something in it. Now, would that have been fruit? I remember it as fruit, but I'm unsure. Would we have had fruit when I was a child of 4 going on 5? I don't know, because such things were not being, bananas and oranges. Maybe there were some apples, maybe it was summertime, I don't know. But the house seemed to say, yes, you can live here. And I stayed in the front room by myself and waited for this lady to come back and introduce me to the house. But that didn't happen. She came back into the room eventually, and somehow she had found who I belonged to. And while we were in the room, there was a sound of a motorbike outside, and it turned out that the motorbike with a sidecar had come to collect me. And that was bitterly disappointing. I remember this is just not supposed to be this way. I had it all planned. So I had to allow these grown-ups to take me back, to arrange for me to go back to where they thought I belonged. And it was one of those events when I felt the powerlessness of the child, because she didn't understand that I must escape from that place that was called home. And I'd chosen a new home, and that I suppose no grown-up was really capable of understanding that that's what I really wanted. So I still have that feeling of not being understood, and I still have the feeling of trying to find this place called home. The place where I live, I don't really feel it's home. And I've had a few experiences of feeling quite settled. but I never ever, I think, felt truly I was in the place where I want to stay, where I belong forever. That's not been an experience that I've ever had. So there we are. Me, little Tessa as I was then, has become Raga. And as Raga, I've travelled, and I'm still searching. I went to India and Japan, and I certainly travelled a lot inside Britain, and I love going over to Ireland. I'm constantly feeling that someone somewhere is waiting to welcome me as the child that I still carry inside me. And I know I'm conscious that I'm still searching for this place and the people who will say, welcome home.